Hi everyone, Hanz here. Hope everyone is having a good weekend as is. Had a good week. Hopefully is looking forwards to a good week. I'm not really sure what I'm going to make a video about today. Not really much to talk about in general. I've been very busy. Had a lot of work on my hands. It's going to stay that way in the next few weeks for me. So maybe I may skip a few weekends. I can't be certain. I'll try to make it. I'll find a way. So what I'm going to go on about today, well, as you may have seen already, it's a training outfit again. Uh, but that's by the wayside. I think I've lately had some frustrations in regards to integrity of people. Don't want to make it a video based on complaining, and I actually think that a lot of these people with low integrity do it on purpose. For many reasons. I've seen people I've met who, I try to get into circles of good folk. That's just part of life, just meeting better people. I think that's the best road to having a better life, is just surround yourself with folk that align themselves with your thoughts. And even if it's not 100%, even if you disagree with them to some extent, I mean, it's still better than just hanging around with people that you really, cannot appreciate around you, right? I'm not sure if you heard that, but I think even the animals agree. So, what is the stuff that I have seen and heard lately? I've received some very good news. Baby has been born. Mom and dad are doing alright, so yeah, very happy for them. If you guys hear this, keep it up. Go for number 2 soon. But yeah, these people told me that they have ran into figures that, that get online or whatever it's going to be, call people in, and it's to demoralize. It's this whining of, oh, everything is bad and it's going to stay bad and it's all too late. And I can't help but wonder, to me it seems like these people are one or maybe multiple of these next three things. Either they are malicious, they seek to demoralize other people to excuse their own cowardice. I'm going to call it that because I couldn't even know what else it would be. Or they're rather unintelligent. One of these three. And given that there is some sort, it's not really high level organizational stuff or what have you, but they appear in groups, they spit a lot of venom in a group, and they leave everyone saddened and, just down. And I cannot appreciate that whatsoever. I don't think anyone can. And these are always people who hide behind their avatars or whatever it's going to be. And I would suggest to people, if you see anything like that, if you see anyone like that, get in their face, so to say, and politely remind them that this is not the way how you conduct yourself around people. I think, I mean, I've not to toot my own horn, but I've confronted such people with their behavior. Because they were, it's like their intention is to actually make people depressed, and I cannot stand for that. I think that's horrible. You don't do that. Life is short as it is, and we don't need anyone to make it even more miserable. And people who go around spending their day doing that, I tend to think that they do that because they get paid somehow, or they get fame, or some, I don't know, whatever base urge is satisfied if they do that by one of their people that they surround themselves with. Yeah, something to be wary about, and something to call out too. It's unacceptable. We all try to get better lives, and we already live in a society that is so hard on us, I would argue. Especially if you're younger. I mean, what future prospects do you honestly have if you're not already born into wealth And even then, but yeah, I guess I just wanted to share that because it's not out of spite toward these people. It's just out of worry for the people who, just seek a place of belonging, and they're going to be scared off by, types like that. So let's be responsible and, you know, do it. Yeah, call such people out. Call them anti-whites if you have to. Call them, actually that will do. That's how I did it with one guy I saw. He was going on and on about, well, he was claiming to be from the Russian nationality. And it was an excuse for him to say, well, over here, you don't know how it is over here. And I was like, I don't need to know. You don't know how it is over here. That you're spreading your message like it's, applies universally. And if you want to go that route, I still get to reply because you got into my, group of friends. And I'm not gonna let you talk bad about my friends. I'm not gonna let you depress my friends. It's not gonna happen. Call them an anti-white. Oh, but I'm a white too, so I can be. Why not? Why not? Yeah, I'm already envisioning it right in front of me again. This figure. He had nothing to say anymore. So I had to conclude that I was either correct or that guy was really unintelligent. That he was there with malicious intent, or that he really isn't all that bright. Maybe both. Usually it's both. And, yeah. Malicious, malevolent. How can you call it anything else but proper malevolence? And then there is also this other element of people who claim to be, they lean towards a certain spirituality in their life, but then all of a sudden they make a turnaround, or they vanish for a few weeks and then they return claiming, oh, I've been practicing something else. You know what? And I'm all right with that. If you think if something doesn't work for you in life and you want to try something new, fine. But if people trust, if you claim to follow something, and the people with that same, what is that term, vocation, that same drive, that same urge, still believe they can trust you, and all of a sudden you've changed your mind weeks ago, and now you're gonna bring it up. That does not reflect well on your character. I hope the people that I speak to get to hear that. It really doesn't reflect well on you. That's and not in any way. Not for the people who you said you'd belong to, and then changed your mind without saying anything. Because the group that you're now going into, so to say, if there is some sort of shift or an extra group that you become part of, well, they now also know you were lying to those other people. What says that you won't in a few weeks lie to us? That's the amazing thing about morality. It makes you, people with the intelligence to see it and a sense of morality of themselves. They can look at you and see if you're following the same standards that you claim to follow, even if they're not 100% aligned with those, with the people that are observing you. And what purpose does that serve? Tells to me that someone like that, it tells to you that someone like that should be steered clear of. It's one of the ways how people got outcasted in the past, It wasn't necessarily a group, some lynch mob that said, whoa, get out of the village or we do bad stuff. No. These people brought it on themselves. For whatever reason, doesn't matter. Once you are untrustworthy, you're untrustworthy. That's the end of the story. It's like a bunch of assassins. Yeah, let's go with that analogy. Medieval times, bunch of assassins. They undermine a benevolent lord of theirs, but the lord has more wealth, more fame, gets all the attention of the girls, and the assassins are just jealous or petty or whatever it's going to be. It doesn't really matter what their motivation is. And then they They strike their lord. The lord falls. Whether the lord survives or not, at that point, all these assassins around, can look at one another even and realize, oh, none of these guys can be trusted. That's what the purpose of morality is. Without morality, it becomes each man for himself, each woman for herself. And given that our species is built on working as groups, in a natural environment, you're not gonna make it. That's the importance of morality, or one of the importances. I guess it also gives social structure in a way. How we deal with one another when we leave our homes or houses, whatever you want to call it. And yeah, integrity is important. I guess that's what it comes down to. And one more important aspect to that is when someone is like that, you only do yourself a favor by saying, stay away from me. Because you will then reward the people who will be moral. If you say to someone immoral like that, oh, be my be my brother, be my friend, be my buddy, you signal yourself to the entire world, I don't need people around me with standards. And guess what kind of people you're going to attract then? People with no standards. And the people with standards, they're gonna say to you, bye-bye, if they have any sense. That's the importance of integrity, importance of morality. Yeah. Or maybe not, maybe I'm just full of nonsense. A few more minutes, but I think I'm going to leave it there. Yeah, it's just something been on my mind lately. Something I got confronted with. People have been bringing it up. I see it more and more of late. So I don't want to go all conspiratorial in the circles that I tread into, but it seems almost in a sense organized, and not high degree, but just groups of malicious or unintelligent people who get together and decide, let's spread some misery. And that's why I would call them anti-whites, just for that alone. What is so tough for people to just make another smile, I wonder sometimes. Why is it so difficult for people to just have a song with others and just talk about the meanings of, each person's life and just try to do good by one another? Why would we not do that? All this drama over nonsense, really, or just dragging people down with you to excuse yourself, or because you just want to wreck stuff wherever you go because you've been hurt, and that excuses you somehow from hurting others who have nothing to do with it, which I in a way also call cowardice. Focus on the good. And I'm, to everyone of good character, I'm just gonna say, stick with the people who are moral, even if they're not 100% aligned with your morality. Someone who has integrity is essentially someone you can trust. What you can trust them to do, that you can see based on their morality, and whether how well they practice it or not. Can you trust a guy to, I don't know, yeah, I only have 1 minute. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it there. Yeah. So Hanz is going to sign off, and bye bye. You all have a good one, guys.